So there is no doubt about it that 2023 was by far the worst year for the Walt Disney Company for multiple reasons, and we've gone over this before. It so happened to land on their 100th anniversary, but it was the very year that was basically a trend of box office failures, one after the other, and we even got a little bit of a trend of that, by the way, this year in 2024, more attached to Disney Plus with the many ratings disasters, such as the Acolyte series. But focusing on Bob Iger here, we know that there's a lot of damage control going on lately about the current status of the Disney Company, their financial status, their overall situation there, basically all across all their different divisions such as Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, and let's not forget about Pixar, with the exception of Inside Out 2. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So we already know that Bob Iger is fully engaged in panic mode right now. We talked about this previously a couple of days ago, that he is in constant emergency meetings with the board of directors on what to do with the overall current status of not just the Disney Company at large, but really looking at it on a more minimal scale, division by division, on what to do, and how a lot of cutbacks are happening right now. This financial collapse essentially going on over at the Disney Company is really not working well for Bob Iger, and especially not for his quote-unquote legacy that he's trying to create and leave behind by 2026 when he plans to step down. Now, this is where matters begin to get even worse for Bob Iger's sake, because he continues to lie, he continues to contradict himself, he's very hypocritical all the time, so let's get into this. Now, with Disney CEO Bob Iger already going into full-on damage control mode over many of the divisions at the Walt Disney Company, one monumental development going on currently has more to do with Iger admitting the current Disney financial situation and attempting to downplay their status as a company, where he delivered the following. As CEO, I believe it is my responsibility to remain transparent with our customer base and our shareholders alike on our vision for the future for the Walt Disney Company. One thing I must address is in regards to our many divisions here at the company. After careful research, and we have decided that our desired path here at Disney will involve another phase of our cost-cutting measures to be applied to divisions like Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, Pixar, and among others, while we aim to also restructure the teams that work on our many projects. This will have to do with right-sizing our company division by division. Cost-cutting will also allow us as a company to spend less, and analyzing a new pattern that we can create for our new approach to what we use our funds for, project by project. I have made it clear that our main goal is Disney Plus, and though we will now be dialing back on the number of projects aimed for that streaming service, we also aim to increase our rates in the coming months to use valuable funds for other projects as we aim to further pursue our usage of diversity, equity, and inclusion in the many projects that we are developing currently. Our cost-cutting procedure to us was a necessity to course-correct our path with our many divisions here at the company on how we spend our funds on various productions, such as films and television programs across the board. Now guys, let me just say one thing about Bob Iger, is that he's basically confirming that all of these divisions that we've been talking about for several months now are basically in jeopardy. They don't know quite what to do with them. Lucasfilm being the biggest one of all, it's exactly why the Rey movie's now on hold, Taika Waititi's movie is in jeopardy, and among other Star Wars live-action projects for Disney Plus are now no longer officially moving forward. That's just one little example. Marvel Studios is another example, and we have a lot more to talk about that as well. But Bob Iger going on about how Disney Plus rates are going to increase and how those overall rate increases are going to lead to these supposed funds for Disney to use on other projects, whether it's for theatrical releases or other Disney Plus, projects to be dropped on the platform, is really counterproductive. I don't think that what you would want to do is to raise rates for your customer base when you're also aiming to remove content. We'll talk about that in just a second, because he does elaborate on that. He goes on to further confirm, it is the right move for us to stabilize our position on the projects that we want to develop. On the subject of the projects we had high expectations for that did not meet our expectations as much as we had hoped for, we have responded in a way of also dialing back on our marketing expenses for the many upcoming films and programs that we will be releasing over the next 3 years in order to alter our spending habits for our funds being applied to these new products we aim to entertain our customers with. This is not to be mistaken with the Disney company facing any kind of a challenge or concern. I remain very confident that we will face no issues both in the long and short term for the many changes that we will be applying to the Walt Disney Company. So guys, I mean, again, he's basically saying it without saying it, that yeah, we had quite a number of failures here at the Disney Company, but at the same exact time, I'm not going to admit that they were failures. I mean, that's basically what it translates to. Bob Iger is saying that we did have failures, but we didn't have failures. So the fact that they're also now officially dialing back on marketing expenses and the amount of funds that they pour into the marketing campaigns, whether it's for a movie or a TV show or whatever, is also very revealing about what Disney is like right now, behind the scenes, and what the current status, financially speaking, for Disney is really all about. Bob Iger really is in free fall mode at this point. He doesn't really know what to do with the company. This, by the way, is exactly why the Disney stock has been so erratic throughout all of 2024, going up and down like crazy, sometimes having a lot of downtrends with some little high spikes here and there, but really hit or miss in 2024, very inconsistent lately, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of these reasons because of Bob Iger. Now, again, he goes on to, of course, conclude, we also aim to right-size the number of employees we will have working on each of our projects, whether it's for film, television, or the many theme parks that we have laid around the globe. This is all a must-move situation for us here at the company. So guys, we talked about this like 6, maybe 7 months ago, tops, that Bob Iger was planning to fire, such as layoff, thousands of employees all together. When you bundle it all together, when it's theme parks, movie production studios, the studios also working on the marketing campaigns, all these different things combined into one, he wants to actually get rid of thousands of employees, and that's basically what he's also confirming here when it comes to right-sizing the number of employees working on project by project. Now again, we know that Bob Iger doesn't really know what to do as a CEO anymore because, well, let's face it, I mean, he is the one that still, even here, is embracing DEI. He keeps going on about how, Disney does not engage in any kind of a culture war, or that they don't engage in any kind of an ideology or agenda, when he's literally admitting it right here and there, about embracing DEI and how they are going to be basically doubling down on that with many projects up and coming. So that's another thing to really kind of take into the equation here about Bob Iger. So again, I mean, like I've said before, Bob Iger's not helping the Disney situation at all. If anything, he's making it all the more worse and really pretty much putting, a lot of gasoline into the fire. But overall, guys, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.